I was being bad.
We're fashionably late today. Thanks for showing up, guys.
Yes, we're here.
We're lighting some incense. We got our candles going. I got muffins in the oven.
Yes. Let's see what's going on. We gotta change. Remember to always change to this.
No.
Okay. Hello.
I'm gonna go set my incense down, check on my muffins, and then I'll be back ready to pull some cards.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should share some. Oh, God, I can't reach it.
We should like, share, subscribe.
I already did. Did you?
I think I did it. I might not have. You know, my head's been kind of crazy lately. Ooh, muffins. Piping hot out the oven.
I know, right?
We will enjoy those later. I'm gonna grab some ice water. Ice water.
Oh. Oh, hello. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay.
Okay.
I think we got it now.
All right.
I shared it a couple times. Everybody else can either find it or not. I'm sorry, but
Hi,
the people
Ida.
that are supposed to be here are here.
Yes.
Hello, beautiful sister.
Okay. We're gonna pull out our cards. Waiting on everybody to show up.
Well, I think we ought to pull the energy of the day and start talking about that because that's usually
the energy of the day.
Yeah. I evaded Cadaver the first energy of the day.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like inviting in some people that are a little higher, more less focused on, bullshit and more focused on. Okay. So, let's see how my manifesting skills. See about our energy of the day today, man.
Confidence. Confidence.
Now, see what happens when you have it?
Yes. You know,
and it isn't me.
I was pulling cards this morning, and my Moonology deck told me to have confidence as well.
I like Moonology. Sorry, I've been a house mouse all day. I'm actually authentically Alice sitting in my house coat stuff.
And I have been making bath bombs and took the puppy for a walk and made muffins and...
Oh, we should have tagged Kim in this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe okay. You can share it on his page later.
I'll catch her tomorrow. She bet me that I couldn't make her, or that I couldn't make her cry.
Oh, yeah?
In a reading.
Oh.
Yeah. So I want to give her a private reading.
That's something that,
yeah. She said, what if I lose? And I said, well, I'm kind of like, I never...
like, share, subscribe, and,
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us a review.
No. I better... I told her that if I couldn't make her cry, I would send her some bath bombs for free.
Okay.
And she said, well, what if I win? And I said, you will, because it's going to be a win-win situation, because that's what I like. That's a divine outcome.
Right.
Anyway, I actually fought with the computer again today. So, hang on, give me a minute. All right.
Okay.
Usually, I think I set it back just a wee bit further.
Yeah. You definitely like cutting heads off.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay. Here we go. That seems to be okay.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Okay. Wait, what's this shit over here?
Yeah.
What is that shit? Maker.
Up on the top.
Oh.
That box. Yes.
You sure it doesn't make it smaller?
Pretty sure it makes it bigger.
What's all this green shit now? Make it stop! Oh shit. Oh, there we go. I don't know if they could see all that, but
They can't. I don't think. I don't think it shows up in our actual
we're
video.
still learning.
We are, and Alice has taken the bull by the horns on that. So it appears that we're only going to have one viewer right now.
Well, that's okay.
Are we on all of our things? Are we on Patreon and
Oh, I gotta share that. Hang on.
YouTube?
Oh, shit. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, we're on YouTube, I believe. I didn't go there. Alright, so I gotta worry about all this stuff. Hang on. Damn it.
I know, right?
We over here. Hey, look. It says we're live.
Fantastic.
I know, right? Okay. Hey, wait. It's supposed to be being quiet. Shh. Quiet. Okay, wait. Oh. Yeah, okay. And then... See, I came in late. I usually copy it to Patreon after they know it's there.
We doing our likes and sharesies.
Yeah. What happened? I thought I hit that one. I did hit that one. Oh, that's the one I wanted to hit. Hopefully it didn't do the mic. Alright, wait.
Okay.
Wait, I don't know which one it is. Holy shit.
Okay.
Okay, we did that.
It should be right there on top, I would think.
Hey.
That might be it.
That just might be it. It looks like it's linked.
Good. Okay.
We're getting...
Ida might want to talk to us.
We're getting to hit... Like, I'm getting all discombobulated.
Ida's on YouTube. Yay.
See all this stuff I had to figure out?
Thanks for showing up on YouTube, Ida.
Yes!
Okay. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
How?
look what's on the bottom.
And what are those cards, Alice?
It is the upside down 8 of Swords.
Oh, that's good.
And the 10 of Cups. Now, on the table is the upside down 9 of Cups, which is not a good deal. So, that's usually a prison of our own mind anyway. So, the overall energy, hey, hello whoever's here. So, the overall energy is a release, I would say, of a certain mindset that has kept us mentally imprisoned.
Yes. The overall energy today is confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And confidence causes you to
be weak,
find strength in your weaknesses and overcome them.
Oh.
Or see them for what they are.
Instead of copying to them?
Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
So that's a big part of it, right? It's not copying to those weaknesses.
Right. Well, it's understanding what they are and understanding that they are fear-based and moving past the fear-based thought process into understanding your abilities and your capabilities.
And how can you tell what the real problem is when there seems to be a lot of like, problems everywhere? I mean, is there any kind of ways of identifying the real problems within us? I mean, is there any kind of, because it seems like a whole lot of shit is going on around.
Is
And
there a way that we can make the words bigger?
I don't know.
Because I'm having a hard time reading that.
We're doing
It says,
well, but
well, you would have to identify what actually is causing your lack of confidence. Where in your life did you feel like you weren't worthy? Where in your life did you feel like
where did it start? Okay,
you were
but
incompetent?
here we have all these problems going around us, and even though we know we are good people, and we can't understand because all the teachings are saying, blah 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 blah, whatever. Anyway, so to get to the truth of ourselves, what we're going to have to do is realize that all these problems aren't problems; they're all symptoms.
Exactly.
And we have to realize what the patterns and the symptoms are. All right? Because the problem is deeper. It's always deeper than just what's going on around you. Anyway, with that being said, we all have the power to heal within us. But we have to know who the hell we are first. And people ain't wanting to go there. And I get it, but it ain't that scary.
Well, first you have to understand that you are valid and you are here for a reason. Life is, after you get done being programmed as children, all of these traumas and whatnot, your adult life is about shedding all of those away to find out who you really are in the first place. Justice.
And then building. Reaping.
Okay.
Reaping what you sow. So, yeah. And justice is about karma, which karma is like a totally physical thing. It has to have a physical vehicle to,
Right.
It's the consciousness of the physical that causes it.
Right.
Cause and effect.
Right.
But anyway.
So I see that there is a lot of not wanting to go within. There's also a lot of quick movement. But there is a whole lot of letting things go. There's the 7 of Wands reversed, the 4 of Cups reversed, the 9 of Wands reversed. Somebody's on their way to a breakthrough.
Yeah, but there's also that Queen of Swords reversed, so they pissed somebody off along the way.
Either that or they're not speaking their truth.
Yeah, either that or they are the Queen of Swords.
And with the 8 of Cups here, this is moving quickly, but they're still holding on to whatever. They're not quite willing to let go yet.
I can see that, but when they do,
when they do, then there's the Emperor right here and the 10 of Cups.
Everybody sees the upside down Queen as a really bad bitch, and she really is. But you know what? Living through her makes this happen. So she ain't a bad bitch. People who understand that upside down Queen of Wands, she's chaos. She's chaos for a specific purpose. Maybe a purpose bigger than herself. Like all these upside down cards. Making this person want to give up all these burdens and try to understand. And walk away from all that shit. Understand their worth.
Right.
I like it.
So what do you got? You haven't laid any cards down. You just peeked at them and
I actually like going. We used to do this all the time. We used to read each other's cards,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd see one message, and I'd see another,
Mm-hmm.
and both ended up being relevant. But
Mhm.
yeah, I see. And this is that the cups?
Knight of Cups.
Oh, that is the Knight of Cups, and the cups is all about emotion.
Mm.
So I kind of feel like whoever's been defensive and had pie in the sky,
Well, they
or
can have it.
thoughts of pie in the sky, they limited their possibilities by their beliefs, and they wouldn't go within,
Mhm.
which caused this to come out, because that's cause and effect. You know, if
Right.
somebody's being this way with all those things up outside of that, that's one. Yeah. So that's cause and effect. That's balance. That's nature. So within themselves. And that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
But sometimes that chaos is the only thing that brings change. So,
Well,
look.
discomfort is the only thing
Oh
that
my
brings
God.
change. So
Look at
sometimes,
this.
yeah, it could be chaos.
Look at this.
What is that?
That is the sun and the Nine of Pentacles, my dears.
Okay.
That's some divine magic right there.
Mhm.
Okay, and that only comes from faith. And not faith in the things around you, not faith in the tools, not faith in, because magic comes from you. I mean,
It
the
certainly
tools help.
does. Certainly
Energetically speaking, the tools.
They do.
There's the sun again.
They do. And if you believe,
Yeah,
the
it
tools
hurts
will
to
come to
find
you.
it. It hurts to find it, ladies and gents. It hurts to find the sun. I'm just going to tell you. But let me tell you what. Nobody died from that kind of pain. Not really. Unless they just...
Well, but they did.
Yeah, well,
Because
they
it's
have.
a death. It's 9 times out of 10, it's an ego death.
Well,
And the person that they are is no longer the
that's
person
all
that they
about
have
ego.
been.
That's about ego, and that's about truth. And basically, it's time to pick. It's time to pick, and people are seeing that. They're seeing, how all these crap around them has made them think the wrong things because of the trauma.
Mhm.
It made it easy to do, because if you traumatize a child when they're young,
Mhm.
at which parents will do unknowingly,
Yes. Yes, and
then
the sad thing is that's all the shit that we signed up for right before we came into this world.
I know. Well, we signed up to realize it, be here today.
Right. And that hermit, somebody really just does not want to look at themselves. The hermit is all about going within and seeking out the truth of you, and somebody is really having a hard time.
Nobody wants to do that, and I don't get it, because once you do that, yeah, you have swords, but you take it to calm the waters. So, and then after a while, you really don't even have to have swords, because you're magical as fuck. That's the truth of us.
Right.
Sorry, but
Okay, so does anybody have a question?
yeah.
Does anybody want a reading?
And look what comes up if you don't. This is the other path. See, it's Heyoka. We're all about understanding duality,
Right.
and the purpose of it. That's the other path. Oh my God. Okay, I can't make this shit up.
What is that one?
Ten of Swords. It doesn't matter either way. I mean, this is the longer path to happiness for sure. Either way, one way or another, in the end, we all going to get there, because...
Can you see who's commenting? Because somebody said yes, please, and I can't read that blue.
It's Ida.
No, that's not Ida.
Oh, well, Violet. It says Violet.
Okay.
Hi, Violet. We are doing well. But this is the better route. Just walk away from all the drama, take your toys, and go. And learn about how valuable you are. She wants to know Eric's true intention.
Somebody else asked a question too. What are Eric's true intentions?
What do we see for America? Well, actually, Paula, I see amazing things, but one of the reasons I can maintain seeing amazing things is I really don't watch the news. I really don't watch normal TV. I mean, I know what's going on. I like to check in once in a while and see where it's at, I guess. But I really don't pay attention to that. I'm too busy manifesting the reality that I've seen, which is everybody waking up to their own power. Why do you think censorship happens? Why do you think censorship happens? Especially with big corporations. I mean, why are they so afraid of one voice?
Because one voice starts several voices. Okay.
Well, it's not about how many voices, it's about the influence. And there's been a lot of wrong influences, and people are seeing that. All right? Don't get caught up in all the hype, because a lot of it is bull. Changing perspectives. And that's really what for you to say, hey, fuck that. You know? So I'm kind of like one of those people that do that, and that's what I hold. And we need others to hold that too, and not worry about what they're doing and have faith in what we're doing, which is helping people gain a new perspective on how powerful they are. And when you come to that perspective, honey, you won't be worrying about what Eric's true intentions towards you are. But let's just see. Shall we? Is that what you got?
Yeah, that's what I got. And
because you'll be able to trust your intuition. You'll know exactly what his intentions are. But right now, you need me. My goal is that you don't need us. All right. That's what I got. That's enough.
okay. What I'm seeing here is a whole lot of financial cards. There's financial choices. There's the Seven of Swords, which can indicate taking things that or manipulating things. The Six of Wands is a victory, but it's not a victory in this case because it's upside down. There's quick movement. You've got two messengers. You've got the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands right on either side of the Knight of Pentacles that is trying to give you advice or warnings or whatever. Then you've got the Two of Pentacles down here, which is money choices. Then the right side. And then down here, you've got the Fool, which is a new beginning, a starting of a new journey. The Ace of Pentacles, which is the beginning of financial gain and financial abundance. And then you've got the Emperor. So what I'm going to say is
Look at that guy. That's a slow night. That's a slow and steady one.
What I'm going to say is be very mindful of things with Eric.
He's growing.
And what did you get?
Well, here's the thing. It kind of, I mean, when I seen your cards, it kind of matched kind of what I got, because I was thinking about Violet, and Violet, there's something that you need to realize about this energy right here. Because there's another story. Have you ever heard the alternate story to this guy? Well, see, this guy knew that this camp was going to attack them the next day, and he didn't want war. So he snuck into the camp and stole all the swords. And he left a couple behind on accident.
Okay.
So he's thinking, oh my goodness. And that's what this is about, even with those two swords.
Mm-hmm.
There's not going to be a victory, even with only leaving two. You know, there's not going to be a victory in this situation at first. But, ma'am, if we can flip the switch a little bit on your energy here. Because I think this energy is kind of about you and balance too. Because I think this guy is actually a really good person. I think that this Seven of Swords is all about you, kind of mentally sabotaging yourself, because swords are a mental energy. Because what I'm seeing here is a lot of pentacles. It looks like you're worried about losing financially in this situation. But I think the Fool is kind of about a new, if you just quit worrying about whatever drove you here, because I don't see anything in these cards that's really bad. I just see him taking his time with this. I think she thought this was the Knight of Swords, which is a fast moving, but I see him taking his time. And the Knight of Pentacles is very slow and methodical, but he's all about getting the job done and getting the job done right. And then he decides who he's going to send a message to. And he already has. He sent a message to you. This is you already, sweetheart. Why are you worried about this? The reason I'm asking you is quit manifesting that shit, okay? Because that's what you're going to do. If you keep worry in your heart, have some faith instead of fear. And that's what I'm seeing right here, is you're robbing yourself of your happiness. Just be patient. You're really amazing. Let's see. Now, energy changes as realizations change. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm going to put these back in here. And how about you pull a card and I'll pull a card? Because I have a feeling both of them, if a realization happens. Oh, yeah, that's the first thing that's going to frickin' make you... Oh, here we go. Nine of Cups. That's the first thing that's going to make you... It seems too good to be true. What's wrong with too good? What is too good, Mama? Well, nothing's ever pure, because here's the deal. If you think of purity as anything that has to do with the 3D, there's nothing truly pure about anybody incarnate. And that's just the truth of the matter. We're all human. So, I'm going to say that everybody has the goodness in them. And what was it you said to me today? About what it takes for a man to realize his goodness? Strong woman. And a strong woman does not worry about what her man is doing, because she knows that there is 7.5 billion people on the planet, and she don't need a goddamn one of them. But
There's a difference between needing and wanting.
exactly,
And when you both want each other,
when you both become the gift
that
instead of the
makes
burden.
that makes a team that is indestructible.
Oh, look at this. It looks like it's going to be up and down with you. You're going to be fighting with yourself here a minute on this idea. But you got some help, honey. That High Priestess, that's a powerful card. So you have what it takes inside you to understand that your worries will rob you of a happy ending. Honey, is he showing the signs he wants to move towards a committed relationship with you?
Okay.
On that?
Okay, hold on.
I mean,
Hold on.
he may want to, but is he ready to? Is the thing that we need to start
I don't think it's
asking.
him that's not ready.
Well,
I think it's her. The
uh-oh.
Queen of Wands is upside down. The King is right side up. They're both wands. That means this is a divine pair.
Oh, wait a
Okay?
minute.
So, therefore, with the Six of Cups being upside down, you are still harboring things from previous relationships that won't allow you to move forward unguarded. In a relationship, you have to present yourself in a vulnerable state in order to grow, which means you have to let this stuff go in order that you can turn right side up and be that divine partner.
But that doesn't mean you have to keep it in and just deal with it, and because then it...
I
But-
didn't say keep it in and
okay,
just
I'm
deal with
seeing
it.
it.
I said let it go, which
Yeah.
means you have to deal with it. You
You
have to
deal with it.
You have to get to the root of why you are feeling the way that you're feeling.
But
Why are you so guarded? Understandably, when it comes to finances, which is what that first spread was completely about, somebody obviously made you feel like you had to protect yourself. You had to protect your finances, or maybe you were put into a situation where you were left financially struggling. However, if you're trying to move forward into another relationship, you can't judge this person by what happened in the past. You have got to let that go. You have got to deal with those insecurities,
or else you're going to manifest that shit.
and you're going to create the same situation that you left, or that left you. See, here's the thing. As we go through life and we have these life lessons come to us, they come back around consistently until we have learned the lesson that we need to learn from them. And then there's one more that comes through to test us and see if we actually learned the lesson or not, or see if we need to go through it again. And each time we have to go through it again, it gets that much harder.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
There is a pattern.
Just in the questions alone and the way
See,
the
I
cards
can't
are
even
falling.
read the questions today. They're too small, and that blue just doesn't work well.
All right, well, I can.
Okay.
But I'm seeing a pattern here today, and what I'm hearing is the divine feminines are the one kind of fucking things up with what they're worrying about.
Could be.
It's not what, exactly the men are doing or what they aren't doing. It's about...
Well, see, it goes back to hurt people hurt people. Okay?
Well,
So you get hurt in one relationship, you don't heal from that relationship. You jump into another relationship and you create the same relationship that you got hurt in because you don't know how to not be that person.
oh,
So you have to heal and you have to let
Well-
that stuff go in order to be able to move forward
here's the thing about the past. It only hurts you because you let it, you bring it here. Here's the thing about the past, present, and future. The only time that counts is right here and right now. How do you drop it? You be in the present. And you realize the magic is right here in the present. If you're sitting there, all in the energy of the past, are you able to use the magic here in the future and your abilities and your, or here in the present for your future? Well, time is
right.
not truly a reality as far as
Time, space,
right.
Time, space, reality, past, present, and future are all happening right now. What you do right now affects
every bit of it.
Yes.
Like, if you get over this obstacle, because chances are you learned this pattern when you were a child. I think most women do. From the idea of what women are supposed to be and the ideals of what men are supposed to be, which is why I'm saying, okay, there's our first separation. Here's a man, here's a woman. But the truth is, the truth inside of us is we all come from the same spirit.
We do.
So we all have the same spirit inside us. The exact same one. Doesn't have man or woman. It's just consciousness. Yeah, that's the first separation. Is this idea of man. Energy is energy. It's not man. It's not woman. All right? Understanding how nature and balance works. Now, here's the thing. We have these fears, right? And the fears causes a little bit of imbalance to the negative, right? So, as we have these fears, we're actually manifesting something really good.
And then you have those fears, and it turns sour.
You tip the goddamn scales on yourself. Because you won't let it come back to a balance.
That's called self-sabotage.
That is. And we do this as women because women are the feelers. And this is why we got to figure this out. Because the truth of the divine is always in your heart. Your mind helps once you get a hold of it. But the truth of the divine is, look at all this swords energy. Gosh,
there is.
All right,
come on, you guys. There's a lot of swords energy, but swords are true. Swords are overcoming your emotions and understanding. Yes.
Yeah, that you.
Okay, let's see if I can
figure
out how to read some of these. We're gonna have to move this closer because I can't see shit.
Okay, move it closer.
Sorry, guys.
Dawn's tearing it up.
Yeah, I'm not happy with the situation. I gotta fix it so I can see what's going on.
I said I was going to be the one throwing my damn computer
I'm going to throw it today, okay?
No, you don't deserve it.
Why don't I deserve it?
Because I'm the one that's been in front of it. Hey,
I'm just acting through you.
No.
I'm acting through you. Projected it to me?
No. See, that's not the way it works. If anybody's going to throw that damn computer, it's going to be the one who earned the frustration from it. And I can't do it either, so.
And who is that? Did you change the ink colors or the colors? Okay, Miss Honey Love wants to know does Daryl want to move towards a committed relationship?
A Libra? Daryl? Okay. Well, here's the thing. Before we started doing that, I think we were talking about something. And
dang. Yeah, see?
As usual, I get interrupted, so I forgot what it was.
Sorry, the cards jumped.
Yeah, what'd they say?
They had a whole lot to say because it was like half the deck.
All right, go ahead.
Well, we like to be knowledgeable. We're trying. Feels bad for what he did. Will I get a good job? Yeah. Okay, so did we answer if Daryl... Does Daryl want to move towards a committed relationship with me? I think that's where we're at.
I'm a Libra. I'm wondering if my boyfriend still thinks about me or feels bad for what he did. I think he's balancing it. I don't think he's there yet. I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah. That's what he's doing. He's trying to balance.
Okay. Okay. So will I get a good
I mean, human beings are human beings. When shit happens, we try and balance it. Common sense. And he's going through the process.
He's a Virgo. What Virgos truly want is love, and they look for it. They tend to look for it in all of the wrong places before they finally sit down and think about things and decide that they create it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But all of us signs tend to do that because we go on that self journey, not realizing that it's a self journey, and
We attract what we need to fix. Right?
yes.
So
what?
as far as I think you're going to hear from him pretty soon, Miss Honey. Yeah, I still got that too. So that's what he's doing. He's trying to balance all the shit. Moving into calmer waters. You're a Libra? Seems like he's trying to make a choice. Now, do I feel like this is the man for you? Not really. My thing would be, my advice for you would be, not play with somebody that's not all in. If you don't know where you stand, if you don't know where you stand with somebody, what's that old phrase?
You don't know where you stand.
Then
Remove
you
yourself
can
from the situation.
you can tell a story about where not doing that kind of things that lead
I
to that
could.
kind of thing. I think
I
we all
could.
could, really. Because it's all part of the discovery of
I'm
who we
not
are.
sure who this is for,
What?
but it won't. Yeah, I can't get another card to come out with it.
That death?
It's the death card, which is
For all of us.
rebirth, not just death. It's shedding a layer of the ego, is
Mm.
what it is.
It is. But I think that keeps coming out because that's the overall message too. Is that
It's
we
time
need
to.
change.
It's time to make these changes. Most definitely. Most definitely.
We can't sit around and expect everybody else to change if we aren't willing to do some changing ourselves.
Right.
And that takes taking a different perspective.
It does, but it also takes trial and error, and it takes consciously trying to make changes. It also takes a partner who is willing to work with those changes and encourage you on them instead of holding you back to the person that you're trying to overcome in yourself.
Does that mean that you have to not be afraid to make mistakes because mistakes sometimes are meant to be made?
Absolutely.
For a learning?
Absolutely.
So,
but you also have to not be afraid of change. And that tends to be the downfall of most people. But being afraid of change is a trauma response. And that is ego trying to protect you.
People who are afraid of change cause change to happen, actually.
Yeah.
In a big way. And that's
But they
one
don't.
reason.
But they don't necessarily like the changes that happen because they're afraid to change.
Exactly, because it's from fear and not from... I love change. Change is exciting. I mean, honestly, we really got to think about the way we think. and it'd help us a whole lot because there's freedom in truth, and there's truth that you guys are here for a reason.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to say it again. My dream for the world is for you to understand that you don't need us. that you have all the answers inside you.
You're right. So the reason that you guys would be coming here isn't for us to teach you what to do and how to live, but it should be you are coming here for clarification on things, validation on things that you already have had come to you in the first place.
That's the one that keeps coming up with me. That's karma. That's justice.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm not here.
She is the ultimate balance.
I'm not here to tell you how to live your life.
No.
All I am here for is validation and clarification on things that your spirit guides have already been trying to tell you.
Yeah. And here's the thing about judging and this and that, you know. I'll flat out blurt out energy as I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And people say, oh, you're judging me. No, that's what your energy is.
That
Sorry.
makes sense and very guarded after that happened with him and when I lost my fiance 3 years ago. So, yes, I need to change and quit being scared. You need to...
Thank you, and
yes,
I agree.
You
Thank you, and I can relay.
And you can do this.
But...
Thank you.
Again...
And you are, too. Amazing. Really. You are.
I forgot what I was saying.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No,
I was
not.
just trying to answer.
Okay, I forgot what I was saying, which was a message.
Okay.
So, I think you need to pick it up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which person were you talking to?
I was talking to everybody.
Okay.
About the spirit that's here and the truth. And the truth of balance.
Okay.
Which is justice. Justice is balance. Karma is balance.
It is.
Dharma is balance.
And what is Dharma?
Dharma is the opposite of karma. Instead, people think of karma as a bad thing because usually it hurts. But you have to hurt to grow.
Okay.
And karma always has to have a vehicle. So does Dharma. Because it's both in the physical world. It's both a physical consciousness. Good and bad. Alright, the divine doesn't have a consciousness of good and bad. Because it doesn't have physical. It doesn't have a duality. It has a one understanding. And it calls you to be something inside here. And your hurt is trying to tell you something. And hurt should never be a stop sign. It should be a guidepost.
Absolutely.
And once we deal with the truth of what hurt is, which is your body reacting to your environment lying to the truth of the divine inside of you. Your body loves you. It loves what it's housing. And it'll react with pain to tell you, wait, something's not right here. And we've learned to ignore it. But it's you reacting to the energy, and we're called to be a balance with that emotion. You know, but we've been taught to bottle it up and, you know, how long did we put up with that emotion before we finally
explode?
Well, 20 years for me, and I ended up with CPTSD.
Right.
And what, 15 years for you? And bottling it up because we thought that's what we're supposed to do.
Dharma? Okay.
It's like rules and guidelines, the ideal. In other words, if you live according to the rules of Dharma, it's good. The energy is good. If you live according to the energies of karma, it's not so good. Because in Dharma, you're actually living by a divine rule in the physical, which creates a divine reality.
Okay.
With karma, you're actually living from the consciousness of the physical, which is allowing your reality to shape you. Instead of with dharma, you're allowing spirit to shape your reality. So you're a vehicle, all right? You need to choose which path you want to take, but you're going to have to understand the truth of the physical consciousness and the truth of the divine consciousness. And once you do, you're going to understand neither one of them are bad once they talk to each other. It's just that they talk a completely different language.
And that's what the temperance is.
Yeah.
That's what the temperance is. And it's coming in on the Knight of Pentacles. So
It's a wonderful thing.
we do have a question that says, can you guys advise on how to connect with our spirits and ancestors? I'm wondering which of my ancestors are around me and how I can connect with them.
Well, first you have to realize that they are a part of you. So it isn't that you have to connect to them. It's that you have to lift the belief that society has impressed upon you. They talk to you all the time with intuition. They talk to you all the time. They're always with you. Their knowledge you carry within you. What's the first rule of energy? It cannot be, once it's created.
The energy is constant. Energy is either kinetic or
What's the
it's
first
either
law, though?
it's either sitting still. There you can't create new energy. All energy is if it's
it cannot be destroyed.
Right. If it's here, it's always been here.
And the truth of energy is flow and change. The first rule of energy is once it's created, it cannot be destroyed. It can only change
forms.
Right. So with that being known that that's the truth of energy and energy flows, that means that everything in life should be about change. From one minute to the next, we are always at the crossroad of change.
Right.
So, all we have to do is change the idea that the energy that has been, you have how many atoms in your body? Trillions and trillions and trillions.
Mm-hmm.
And each one of those atoms has been something else because all the energy that's here has basically always been here and always will be and blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
So that atom inside of you has been around for a hell of a long. That little atom is smarter than you are. Truth. And you have how many trillions that we seem to not connect to, even though it's part of us?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, trust yourself. That's how you connect to them. You already are. Just quit doubting yourself, and you'll realize that.
Right.
You too. Me too. It's all about confidence.
We're working on that.
I got it.
Okay. She says, I'm also trying to learn about myself, so I focus on myself. I too wasted all these years just doing what others say is good, etc., and was on reactive mode most of the time.
Don't think of it as a waste. That's where the problem is because...
See,
go ahead.
Okay. When you have a situation and you don't like where it's going, and you choose to take on the attitude of, why is this happening to me? You take on the mentality of a victim. If you choose to ask yourself the question, what lesson is to be learned here from this situation, from what's happening right now, then you catapult yourself past that. Okay. And you don't have to repeat that lesson again.
And right there, that's about the past. The past, you got us being in the past instead of in the present is what brings this chaos. All right, the need for this chaos, which here. All right, we have to be in the present. That's the only thing that stops that, really, if you think about it.
Yes.
And we aren't doing that because we're so worried about what happened in the past, which, that brings up the good point what Ida was talking about. The neurons and the brain patterns and the normal brain patterns and how they get redirected during certain traumas during your life. And,
Yes.
I've said that for a long time that, we have to find those patterns. And we all have them. Fear is your guidepost, okay? Fear and pain is your guidepost to your patterns.
Okay. We get messages or hear voices like someone answering us, guiding us. Maybe they are those ancestors, spirit guides, energies around us all the time. You said there is no concept of time, space.
Here's the thing about, there is no concept.
Not to go off topic, but I keep having people tell me that spell work is being done on me. Any tips, ways to help with a return to sender?
Okay.
Wow, thanks for the clarification.
Here's the thing about it. Oh, you can do this just as well as I can on that one.
But I'm going to sit back because
Here's the thing. All right, there are return to sender spells. There's mirror spells. There's this spell. There's that spell. But here's the thing about spells. It's your energy. And no matter what anybody tries to do to you, you're responsible for it. And you need to make a point to not, allow it. Because, if somebody tells me they're doing spell work on me, I don't know, we were somewhere one time and somebody come up to me and said, my girlfriend's a black witch or a Satanist. And I said, well, I hope she's one of the good ones that are the lower level that don't really understand what's going on, fluff, should I say. Because actually some of the ideas of it can bring you into some really bad things. But the thing with spell work is it will only work if you let it. All right. Now, when I said that, he said, oh no, she's the kind that'll kill you. And I said, really? Does she need a piece of my hair? I dare. And it isn't because of I don't believe in magic, because I very much do, but I don't let other people's magic rule me. And you shouldn't either. So I'm not afraid of people doing spell work on me. And the way it works once you get to a certain point is you understand that as soon as they do that shit, it does go back to them. You don't have to do anything.
Okay, so spell work.
There you go.
Words are spells. You use words every single day.
That's why it's called spelling.
Absolutely. That's also why it's called spell work. Okay? So if you understand the vocabulary that you use and the vocabulary that you have, and what other people are saying as well, then you understand it's in your beliefs whether or not their spells are going to work. Your whole reason you are here is to find out how divine and how powerful you are. You speak spells every day. Are you speaking life into yourself, or are you speaking death into yourself?
Or into your environment.
Yeah, exactly. Or into your environment. You don't need a candle. You don't need a sage stick. You don't need a mirror and a bunch of herbs and whatnot. Those are tools. They magnify things per se.
Oh, it helps in it.
But what you speak, when you go to work, you go to your job is just over broke until you figure out how to manifest something and learn how to live within the means of what you are bringing home. But minimum wage isn't a living wage. It's the minimum wage that employers are required to pay you. And if I had bosses tell me that you keep your employees teetering on the brink of fear and respect, and you do that by manipulating their work shifts and whatnot, so that they're they have no other choice but to come to work.
And how do you know this?
Because I watched it,
you were
and I
in
was
management, and you were expected to
yes,
do it, and you
yes,
were like,
and I didn't, and
yeah.
that's why I'm no longer in management. It actually made me very sick at my stomach, some of the things that they would tell me that needed to be done. I also made me sick at my stomach the way they made their employees disposable. But that is spell work. That is manipulation. That is very low vibrational energy.
You know, just like a lot of low
Speak,
vibrational.
speak life into yourself and see where you go.
Don't worry about it. Just go on your merry way and live the life that you know you should, and things take care of themselves. But, you know, we're all shedding layers of our onions, people, and we have to be honest about them. And a lot of women out there, I'll tell you, right?
Because that's the way that we've been brought up.
Well, not only that, but there's something inside us that's broken that doesn't understand that the divine energy is always a win-win situation.
Absolutely. One of my favorite stories is the story about the people that went to Africa, and they took a village of children and they put a basket of fruit at the middle of a tree, or at a tree, and they lined the children up in the village, and they told them whoever gets to the basket first gets all the fruit. And the children held hands, and they all ran to the basket, and they sat down and they shared the fruit with each other. And when they were asked why, they said, one person doesn't need it all. If we share it, then everybody is happy.
I like that version of it. I actually heard another version, which was they brought one piece of fruit into a bunch of children, and they said whoever gets it gets to eat it, and none of the children would run for it. They refused to actually run for it because they understood that that's not fair. So it's the same story, but I think that's duality, though, that perspective.
Mm-hmm. That's a child knowing that every person has a right to eat.
Yes.
The 3 basic needs, food, clothing, and shelter, you shouldn't have to fight for those. You shouldn't have to fight for those at all. You shouldn't have to worry if you're going to get kicked out of your home. You shouldn't have to worry where your next meal's going to come from. You shouldn't have to worry about being covered for the elements.
Now, that is the 4 of Wands. Would you like to explain about the 4 of Wands?
The 4 of Wands, that's the happy family. That's a marriage
That's
card.
stability.
That is stability.
That is the 4
that is
cornerstones right
unity.
There. That is the 4 cornerstones of a good, solid structure. All right? And what she's talking about is a good, solid structure. But it takes working together to make that happen, and not me. There's a thing called responsible co-creation. All right? That means I understand that I affect you. And you have to understand that you too affect me. And if we don't take responsibility for the energy that we bring, that causes certain reactions. Now, this is the world we live in now, is people don't take responsibility for what they're doing. They don't want to face their demons. They don't want to, understand that their fears is causing them to hurt other people as well, or their insecurities or whatever.
Absolutely.
And that's what's causing all these tower moments. You guys, this is what the universe gave you. This is what's inside you. And even though there's a man and a woman on there, that's a divine couple. And a divine couple, there's no difference between the two. If you're dealing with one, you're dealing with the other. That's a divine couple. There's no separation there. And that exists within you with the masculine and feminine energy. But see, energy is energy. It doesn't know it's masculine or feminine. It just knows flow or blockage. All right? The masculine and feminine idealism is a blockage. Just like money and time. And all right? The only thing that releases this is love. That's it. And that is the only thing that you will bring out of this world with you is that love. Before you get back to the Creator, innocence and love is that Creator energy. All right? That's that Creator consciousness. It can't be anything else to be part of creation. It has to remain pure to create that chaos, that beautiful chaos that is life. It's all part of the symphony, people. And all that shit that happened to you happened for a reason, you know? And it isn't for the reasons you think. It's for you to understand how strong you are and how powerful you are to shed the layers of those fears. Yep. Because you ain't no different than me. I hate to tell you this.
And once we all start working together, there's going to be a huge shift. And
we raise each other.
Yes.
We raise each other with understanding instead of misunderstanding.
Yes.
And us misunderstanding ourselves and the truth of what is inside us is the biggest sin. Oh, there's my card.
That's the Empress.
That's one of my cards. I have, well, all of them are really, because all this energy is inside us. It's all these cards are part of you too.
Right. They tell a story.
Yes.
They tell a story about where you are on your journey.
We're about to come out of the dark.
That's a good thing.
Yes. But that's what I mean. The beautiful chaos is there to
The Empress again.
Yes. So, here's your sign. Wake up to who you are and the beautiful things and quit worrying because you have nothing to worry about. But yeah, time is money. All those evil thoughts.
Well, that's why you pay attention. You pay for things in time and energy. And you do so more in time and energy than you do in money, because money was a created thing. Time and energy
Is created.
is
Time is created.
punching a clock or looking at a clock is created. I mean, time is here. It's in the sunrise and the sunset and the change of the seasons and whatnot. But it's not defined by a clock.
Physical
until you get into the matrix
consciousness. Because before time happened, the sunrise and sunset. I mean, everybody lived by the sunrise and sunset.
Mm-hmm.
They had no idea.
And you did what you needed to throughout the day.
Seasons.
And if you were hungry, you stopped. The seasons, you and the air changed, and you knew.
You are too, sweetheart.
Then you knew that you were supposed to prepare for winter or, whatever.
Yeah, and they followed the planets. They followed the universe. They followed nature. Time was
stars, astrology. Okay. Yes.
I call time the idea of time. I call it a misery program because it's there to make you conscious of wasting it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you live in the past or worry about the future. As long as you're doing either one of those things in that time consciousness, you are not here doing the magic you could do right here.
Right. And
that's what it was created for, to keep you either here or there.
And some days you just need to be able to set everything down and go walk in the woods or play in a creek or
we're doing that
soak in the bathtub or
we need to do that
not do anything productive. And with the 40-hour work week, you work 40 hours a day or 40 hours a week. You try to get everything done in that week, and then you spend the weekend doing all the stuff that you couldn't do around the house that you needed to do, or spending time with the kids that you didn't get to. You spend all your time trying to make up for things that you couldn't do because you were at your job.
Oh, shit's coming. It's good stuff.
Absolutely.
With a swiftness. People are waking up all over. This is why I think good things are coming to America, because people are ready to see. Mm-hmm. People are ready to deal. They're tired of this shit. Mm-hmm. They're ready to walk into their own power. And I'm ready to give him a cat, or get my cattle prod out and help him along there. You know,
Yeah.
I'm really happy about what I'm seeing, honestly.
I completely understand. But the bottom line is, when we live divided, when we live with all of the separations that have been posed upon us, like, I make more money than you, or I have nicer clothes than you, or my color of skin is different than yours, or my eye colors are different than yours, or whatever stipulation has been put for us to, I'm a Republican, you're a Democrat, I'm a
Oh my
liberal.
God, that one.
All of those separations stop us from realizing that when it comes down to it all, we are all one. We all breathe the same, we bleed the same, we hurt the same, we die the same, and we can't take any of that shit with us but the knowledge we have gained on our journey here when we go.
Well, I kind of agree with that. We are, but the only thing that's really the same about us is the truth of what's inside us. Otherwise, we're a reflection. You know, we're meant to be that individual reflection, that
We are.
unique reflection.
We are.
Yeah. So
We are.
even though, you know,
I just counted
we
similarities.
bleed,
We
yeah,
all-
we bleed the same. We
Right.
all have pain. We all have
Right.
suffering. We all
Right.
have all this.
Right.
But that's a mindset that we put
you,
ourselves in.
you make amazing candles.
Yeah.
I make fantastic soaps. Another one of our friends makes amazing decor. Okay?
Yeah.
We all are unique, and that's what makes us special. But
And you know, my
we need to
candles.
be able to celebrate each one's uniqueness and specialities, because that's what makes us who we are, instead of us conforming to a box and looking at everything that we have differently. Now, your candles,
My candles would look really good on that decor.
they absolutely would.
So, and you know, her soap. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you ever want the goddess experience, it's right there. I mean, it's right there. And I can't even tell you, everybody that's tried it has just fallen in love with it. So, it's natural, everything that's in it you can pronounce. She makes amazing stuff. She just threw down some honeysuckle bath bombs today, so we can have them for our bath baskets, because we believe in the whole bath experience.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you know, you go in, the candles, because it's a cleansing ritual. And the way that I see it is, when I go into that bathroom, I am washing off all the good, just inside and out. And when I throw that bath bomb in there, that's the ignition to the light. That's the rockets going off, you know, that's cleansing me inside and out.
It's where you go to unwind and wash off the day, not only physically getting the dirt off of you, but mentally and spiritually.
Just to
You cleanse yourself in the bathtub.
And I always light a candle, feeling, depending on what I feel like I need, you know, the energy that I feel like I need.
Right.
So,
And if you can't decide what energy you need, grab a white candle.
yeah,
Because
Let
it'll
it
become
decide
whatever you
for
need
you.
it to be.
and that's the true magic. Is to me, is you don't need to control anything, because you know what's got your back. You know the energy that's flowing through you. You understand it,
Right.
and you just let it be. And you understand your emotions are there for a reason, and they aren't just to stuff them down.
You know they're a guide stone.
Right.
They're a guide stone that lets you know how you need to,
And what you need to look at.
yes, and how you need to move forward.
And we all got the ability to do that if we choose. And that's what I mean. We're at a crossroad every second of every day. You can decide to become what you're meant to be. Every second, every day, you are at that crossroad. It's up to you to decide.
So right now, we are kind of all on this wheel of fortune.
I love the wheel.
It's upside down, but it's still spinning.
That's why.
And we've all got strength. What's your card?
Because we have to deal with our shadow self. That's why.
Yeah, that's where the strength comes in, is with the shadow self, because that shit is not for the weak.
Nope.
Once you start delving on that journey where you actually start looking at yourself and why you tick and why you do the things you do and whatnot.
And how much it is done to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How much it is a mental trap that you are in of your own doing. The Eight of Swords energy. Okay? The Swords energy is air. It's all about your mind. Now, if you look at her, if you can see her, she's actually very loosely bound, and she could walk right out of those swords. She's got a blindfold on. She could walk through them.
She chooses not to, because she chooses to sit
Because
there
she's
because
afraid.
the blindfold signifies the unknown. And if she were to actually open her eyes and look, she would realize that there are spaces between those swords and she didn't have to stay in the middle of them.
But she's afraid. Because she's afraid if she steps out of those swords, that something's going to hurt her. Because in a way, she's safe in those swords. She feels safe in those swords, even though those swords are alive.
Ooh, God.
What?
Those swords are ego.
But she feels safe in them.
Well, yeah,
That's
because
why
your
she
ego
chooses
is
to
there
stay.
to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
You develop your ego in childhood.
But it's a prison.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Those swords are the ego.
And we start seeing it as a good thing. Because, there you go.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So the ego
This is easy.
is the mind's trap for keeping you bound. And in order to grow, you have to step outside of your ego and outside of your growth or outside of your restraints, your own personal restraints, in order to become who you are meant to be.
Mm-hmm. And all we have to do is start with the basis of truth. All right? Divine truth is simple. It's always simple. If it's not true for every man, woman, and child on the planet, you cannot call it a divine truth, okay? So, people are complicated from that point. If you go down to the innocence of a child and see that divine truth and you start living from it, you ain't got no problem.
That makes sense. It's easier to stay with the things we know will hurt us than going out to unknown and possible new things that could hurt us.
Right, but if you
But I
stay
like
in
the way
what's
you
hurting you,
explained that.
if you stay in what's hurting you, this will never be yours. You'll stay in that swordsy prison of your own doing instead of walking out and in a world of possibilities. There's victory out there. There's not where you're at. Take off that blindfold. Step out of those swords. Pick them up if you need to, because it's a wild world out there.
Right, and which leads us to the Queen of Swords. She holds that sword at the ready, but she only uses it when she needs to.
Yes, that's the sword of truth. And let me tell you what, she stands in her, I love the Queen of Swords. She stands in her own power, and she's sitting there on the traditional, she sits on the throne with that sword in her hand going, come on, I see you. And if you don't tell me the truth and you don't bring your best to my feet, I'm going to cut your damn head off. That's Queen of Swords. People tend to want to bring her the best, because if you don't bring her the best, that's when she turns into this shit, because she knows her own power. She ain't gonna like you if you don't give her what she deserves. Because let me tell you what, this woman right here, that's the sword of truth. She knows truth. She knows her value. She knows her worth, and she ain't taking nothing less. And if you try and give her something less, then you have to own your own energy for not understanding energy at all when she turns upside down. She has a value. She has a use. She's a beautiful energy. As long as she doesn't come from ego, because ego isn't truth. Ego is temporary. That sort of truth is divine truth. She knows. Awesome. Uh-oh. I got that one too, though. We
Yeah.
can't hold back. We can't hold back, though. And we can't deal with people who are holding back and,
Well, I don't necessarily know, as in this case, that the Four of Pentacles is actually about holding back, as it is so much about making sure that your cup is full. You feed others from your abundance, not from your own cup. You give other people what is overflow and fill their cup as well, and your cup stays full.
Right. But what if you got a cup of...
Well, we're not talking about somebody else's cup of fish piss that they tried to hand to you. What we're talking about is your own cup that you're filling
Right.
with self-love and understanding and shedding of the ego, and
that has nothing to do with money, okay? What she's talking about, these
Right.
blessings have nothing to do with that, and that's what I was getting at. But this guy right here, that's the Four of Pentacles. And actually, that's kind of, there's two meanings. This could be about holding something close to your chest.
I can't tell who that is, but they wants to know for their career and finances, will I get a good job soon? Thank you.
It's SP.
Okay.
All right, where's that other deck here? You want to pull a yes or no and get this over with?
Ooh, that's a no. That's
What's the energy with it? Is that the Five of Swords?
certainly looks like it.
Okay, I'm getting a no, and the reason why it's a no is, it seems like you got a point to prove, and that kind of energy, I don't know if it's desperation. Could be desperation, but bringing that with you, to an interview, that's not standing in your confidence. That's, So I'm going to say no right now. But if you actually embrace a different energy and you go to a job that you might be passionate about, that you might, or you see the job as a different thing,
Right.
in itself.
Look, when you find a job that you actually love, when you go into a job that you actually love, you figure out that you're not working all day long, that you are actually doing something that
Is not around you yet. It's coming, and it's coming in quicker than you think. So hang in there, because here is also the Queen of Pentacles, along with calmer waters, and then the Ten of Cups. So it's coming. It's just not happening as quick as you want. With that soon in there, will you get a good job? Yes. Will it be soon? Not as soon as you want it to be, but that's okay. It's going to be the right one. That's my feeling. What about you?
Well, I got the nostalgia card. I got the Six of Cups,
Yeah,
which would lead me to think that
that's what the Five of Swords is about.
you've had a job that you really enjoyed, and you are not at it any longer, and everything that you go into, you are going to be comparing to this, and it's not going to measure up.
I get the
So-
feeling you're trying too hard.
Yeah, you need to go in with all eyes open. Okay? Yeah. It's coming.
Yep.
It's coming. This is the world.
Yep.
It's going to be there. You just got to have patience. You may have to step into a position that you're not necessarily wanting to be in order to move up, but there's a lesson there.
What did I say about doing things I don't like?
Learn how to do them with to the best of your ability, so that you become an expert at it.
And then it's not so hard. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, you got the High Priestess right after
Oh my
that,
God.
which is a positive. It's a positive energy, and it was reversed with mine. and I flipped it, but yeah, and we tend to do this quite frequently. Mine will be reversed and hers will be upright, or hers will be reversed and
That's
mine will
about
be upright.
balance to
It
me, though.
is. It
So
is.
that's a message in itself. So I think good things are coming for you. I think it's the right one is going to. The universe is setting it up for you. Okay, it's coming.
Absolutely.
Just don't worry
You tell somebody not to worry.
and don't
They
feel
worry twice
defensive.
as hard.
Well, I know, Bless his heart. And
Okay,
everybody
so
does.
start thinking about the positive things. Think about the job that you want, the things that you want to come from it, and then act as if you already have it, and it will come, and it will come much
And,
more quickly as long as you think positively.
and each time you think about the things that can go wrong, you need to stop yourself and make yourself think about all the possibilities that could go right instead. Because as long as you're sitting there thinking about all the things that can go wrong, you're manifesting that shit. I'm just going to tell you.
And there's the high priestess again, and she's right side up this time.
Yeah. You got to quit worrying, and you got to start, every time you guys start worrying about things and worrying about things that could go wrong, you need to realize what energy you're in, and you need to stop yourself, and you need to start thinking about all the possibilities that can go right. Okay? And that's what you're going to manifest. You choose every second of every day. Which path are you going to take? So I guess it's up to them, huh?
It's up to all of us.
Oh, it is.
Absolutely. It is totally up to all of us how we tend to handle each day and each interaction that we have with everybody and everything.
Absolutely.
So it's all about choices all day long, every single day.
And it's also about a bigger picture that even though that you are you and I am me.
I affect you and you affect me.
Yeah, because we all have that same energy within us, and that's why that happens. And we have to deal with that.
And I affect you too.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. Nuh-uh.
All right.
Because you guys come here to get messages from us and get confirmation and clarification of the things that you are
already know.
Yes.
The things that you actually already know.
And I have a duty to tell you what Spirit is wanting you to know, which is that confirmation and clarity.
Yes. And sorry, I'm refreshing chat, so give me just a minute. But I think we're about to wrap it up here.
I think so.
Because we still have sign readings to do.
Yes, and we also have soap to make.
We also have muffins to eat.
Yes, that's just going to be the next thing.
Okay, muffins are important, so I think...
For some reason, we have no chat.
Yeah, it just all went away.
Everybody left us.
Oh, look. SP.
Okay.
That's on YouTube.
Oh, look. That is so much easier to read. See?
Oh, look. Now I can see who Madison is. And
see, I couldn't even read Madison's name.
I know. I can see you all now.
Except now we don't know if we're getting anybody from...
No, not on that one. We're not. We're not getting anything.
There. I don't know how
bye.
It changed.
Bye, sweetheart.
Yeah. You don't know how it changed.
Love you guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, please.
Font colors, but I'm certainly glad that it did.
And
bye, guys.
Help us share the love with everybody. And the truth. It's all inside you. Blessed